And I'm joined now by Democratic Senator Mark Kelly from Arizona. Senator Kelly, thank you so much for joining us here. I want to begin with something you said 2 weeks ago. You said you thought we were close to getting the government back open, but it did not happen. So how can both sides of the aisle come together so really Americans can get the government services they need?
Well, that's the trick here. It's coming together and getting in a room and actually negotiating the cost of Americans' health care. As the minority leader in the House said, these costs are skyrocketing. And over the last couple of weeks, I've been talking to folks in Arizona, a lot of them now. Just yesterday, I spoke to a woman from Buckeye. I think her name was Leslie. She was a diabetic. Her premium is currently $600 a month. With these tax credits going away, it'll be over $1,000 a month. There was also a veterinarian I spoke to, I think it was yesterday or the day before, that her medication costs $8,000 a month. Her current premium is $900. It's going to go up to over $1,300 a month without these tax credits that have been in place and helping people. And it's millions and millions of people who will be unable to afford their health insurance if we do not do something about this as Congress. The Speaker, the Speaker needs to understand that he is the Speaker of the House. Republicans also are in control of the Senate and the White House. But this president is refusing to negotiate a fix for this. He has spent a grand total of about an hour on this in the last 6 or 7 weeks.
And so along those lines, your party said this about affordable health care for Americans, that the average family plan now tops $27,000 a year. And that forces workers to shoulder higher deductibles and copays, an even worse increase for ACA plans. So what does your health care plan look like to save people money?
Well, right now, the plan is to extend these tax credits. So let me give you another example. There was a woman in Yuma I just talked to who has 3 kids. She has pre-existing conditions. She pays $560 a month. It's going to go up. Her insurance is going to go up to $3,000 a month. So our plan is to prevent those incredible increases from happening. I mean, these are skyrocketing costs. And right now, it seems like my Republican colleagues don't really care about this. I mean, they do not have a solution. Our solution is, we've got plenty of options. One option is at least let's extend these tax credits for a year so people do not lose their health insurance, because when they lose their health insurance, some people die. Others wind up going bankrupt. They wind up being one accident or illness away from bankruptcy. So we know what we need to do to fix it. Let's just make sure that we do not ruin people's lives with these skyrocketing increases in costs.
I've had a lot of conversations with people, and a lot of what I'm hearing from some ask why Democrats won't agree to a clean CR to reopen the government, then work on a health care plan with Republicans. So let me ask you, why not reopen the government and just give a few weeks or however long this extension would give us to work out a plan?
We can solve this today. I mean, the president just in the White House indicated that he thought that Republicans in these races did so poorly because of this government shutdown. Well, that should be an incentive for them to negotiate this. This isn't rocket science. This is pretty easy. Extending this by a year, at least temporarily, solves the problem. We are willing to have a negotiation that it could take just a matter of hours. But here's the problem. The Republicans only react to what the president says and does. And on this issue, he has spent very little time on it. He has spent a lot more time talking about his ballroom. He's been on 2 international trips during this shutdown. He has not been focused on this. My hope is, after the election last night, what he said today, that he wants this to come to some successful conclusion. He also realizes that health care, if we do not act, will be unaffordable for millions of Americans.
And speaking of last night's results, does it affect Democrats' willingness perhaps to negotiate with Republicans? Is it a message that you're receiving loud and clear from the voters?
I don't know. I mean, we want to solve a problem that exists for millions of Americans in a climate of rising costs on groceries and rent, And other things. Costs are going up, wages aren't going up, and right now the cost of health care is going to go up dramatically if we do not take action. So last night doesn't change our willingness to negotiate. We're trying to solve a problem for the American people.
And I know that 12% of Arizona's residents rely on SNAP benefits. So what are you telling them this month as they don't get the money they need to feed their families?
Yeah, it is a huge problem that this president is going to use poor people who don't have enough money for food as leverage in a negotiation. That is not right. The courts told him you're effectively not allowed to do that. You have to use the money available to pay for these benefits. It's a horrible thing to do, to use hungry kids as leverage in a negotiation about health care. So I want those folks to understand that we are fighting to bring down the costs of groceries for them, restore their SNAP benefits, and at the same time for people that get their health care off the exchange to keep it affordable.
I want to ask you about something else. House Speaker Mike Johnson has refused to call Congress back in session, and as a result, Arizona's Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva has not been sworn in, leaving nearly 800,000 Arizonans, including you, without representation, which is becoming even more difficult for folks in your state during the shutdown. Has there been any progress in getting her seated? Where does that stand?
Well, it's up to Mike Johnson, and he has he's basically dissolved the House of Representatives effectively. They've been gone for 7 or 8 weeks. The Republican House members from Arizona, they've been home on vacation. I don't know what they've been up to. I've been here trying to negotiate the fix to this and getting the government reopened. Hey, Mike Johnson doesn't want the 218th vote on releasing the Epstein files, and Adelita would be that vote. This is going to happen. He should just rip the Band-Aid off on this thing and get it over with, because there are enough Republicans in the House that understand that these young women and girls deserve accountability for what happened to them. So the information is going to get out, but because of Donald Trump is trying to delay it, he keeps the House out of session. They get paid. They don't have to come to work. And she doesn't get sworn in. And as you say, 800,000 Arizonans in that district do not have a representative in Congress. This is the longest, by the way. My understanding of this is the longest this has gone in the history of our country. Somebody being elected and then not sworn in because of the action of the Speaker of the House.
Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, thank you so much for your time this morning. We hope you will come back to Scripps News and Morning Rush. We appreciate you.
Anytime. Thank you.